Boise State Public Radio. This is The Connector, Idaho Daily News. Good morning, I'm Murphy Woodhouse. It's Monday, June 30th, and we've got details on the fatal shooting Sunday of firefighters in North Idaho. This is a developing story, so please go to boisestatepublicradio.org for the latest. Also on the show, an ACLU lawsuit over an Idaho bill that cuts healthcare access for undocumented immigrants, and a public meeting this evening about Caldwell's animal shelter contract. Investigators are collecting evidence after 2 firefighters and a shooter were killed in an ambush during a wildfire in North Idaho. Sasha Woodruff has more.
Sunday afternoon, firefighters responded to a wildfire in Coeur d'Alene on the east side of Canfield Mountain. Crews were on the scene for about 30 minutes when a shooter opened fire. Kootenai County Sheriff Bob Norris said during a press conference late Sunday night, multiple agencies responded, including the FBI, Spokane County Sheriff, and Spokane and Coeur d'Alene Police.
We had about 300 law enforcement officers that were on scene that were trying to make heads and tails out of what was occurring.
2 firefighters were fatally shot, and a third was taken to the hospital for surgery and is in stable condition. The suspected shooter was found dead later next to a firearm. Investigators believe the suspect started the fire and that there was only one shooter. Governor Brad Little posted on X, quote, "This is a heinous direct assault on our brave firefighters." The 20-acre fire was still burning as investigators started to piece together a motive. Sasha Woodruff, Boise State Public Radio News.
Caldwell residents will get one more chance to hear about and speak on the city's animal shelter contract negotiations tonight. James Dawson has more.
West Valley Humane Society is asking Caldwell to raise its annual contract terms from about $70,000 this year to $550,000 in 2026. The no-kill shelter says the city's contract only pays for basic care of stray or seized animals. It's had to cover other costs for surrendered animals, sterilization, microchipping, and vaccinations, which all add up. West Valley's board treasurer Tyler Byers.
Quite frankly, we just aren't taking in enough funds to be able to help these cities meet the needs and services that they have contracted the shelter to provide.
Other Idaho cities of similar size pay significantly more per capita than Caldwell, according to Byers. Caldwell Mayor Jerem Wagner says the city can't likely absorb that increase without cutting or foregoing new hires in the public safety budget.
It is housed under the police department, so that's typically where those increases would be found, is within their budget.
The town hall will be from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. at Caldwell City Hall. James Dawson, Boise State Public Radio News.
Idaho State Police are investigating 2 separate fatal crashes in western Idaho. On Friday, a 49-year-old woman who was not wearing a seatbelt died after rolling into a field north of Caldwell on Farmway Road. On Saturday afternoon, a 31-year-old Oregon woman collided with another vehicle as she tried to pass a semi-truck in a no-passing zone on Highway 95 near Council. She died at the scene. Please drive safely, folks. The ACLU of Idaho is suing the state over House Bill 135, which cuts non-emergency health care benefits for unlawful immigrants. Henry D'Souza has more.
On Friday, the ACLU of Idaho announced a joint lawsuit with the National Immigration Law Center and several private law firms. Paul Carlos Southwick, the legal director for the ACLU of Idaho, is most concerned with how the bill will affect people with HIV.
The impact on people living with HIV is perhaps the most severe immediate harm, because without access to HIV medication, the health of our plaintiffs will begin to deteriorate immediately, and it eventually will become a public health concern.
The law will prevent healthcare providers from supplying life-saving HIV medication to patients through the federal Ryan White AIDS Drug Assistance Program. Federal law exempts program beneficiaries from verifying their citizenship or immigration status. The bill goes into effect July 1st. Henry D'Souza, Boise State Public Radio News.
The second owner of a fuel truck supply company has been sentenced for his role in a scam to rig bids and allocate territories over an 8-year period ending in 2023. 62-year-old Chris Bird pleaded guilty to charges including wire fraud this spring and was sentenced last week to 3 months in jail plus a $24,000 fine. He must also forfeit more than $1.5 million in ill-gotten earnings to the federal government. Byrd and co-defendant Ike Tomlinson, both of Boise, coordinated bidding on federal fuel contracts for wildfire equipment, inflating the cost to taxpayers, and established exclusive territories amongst themselves for services and covered their tracks with falsified paperwork. The pair and other associates linked to the crimes also agreed to pay nearly $2 million to resolve civil claims related to their bid rigging scheme. In Treasure Valley weather, we are in for some way above average heat. Upper 90s are expected today, and we're likely to break triple digits on Tuesday. Cooler temps will return by the end of the week. Heat advisories will be in effect in Boise as well as in Lewiston, where 104 degrees is forecast tomorrow. Please hydrate and stay cool out there. And that's today's episode of The Connector. I'm Murphy Woodhouse, and we'll see you back here tomorrow. To stay in touch with the news between now and then, check out BoiseStatePublicRadio.org or download the free Boise State Public Radio app. Thanks for listening.
Planet Money helps you understand the economy. We find the people at the center of the story.
Garbage in New York, that was like a controlled substance.
We show you how money influences everything.
Tell me what you like by telling me how you spend your money.
And we dig until we get answers.
I had a bad feeling you were going to bring that up.
Planet Money finds out. All you have to do is listen. The Planet Money Podcast from NPR.